Okay, welcome back, and we're looking at the constitutional amendment that has been signed. It's one of those that were signed, and you know, we're talking about electricity now, the ability of states to, you know, not just, you know, generate, also regulate and distribute electricity. It's been too long, Nigerians will tell you, but I suppose you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. If it has pleased President Buhari to, you know, sign it now, why didn't he sign it 8 years ago? But maybe people will say to me, wait now, that's an irrelevant question. He has signed it now. Let's stay there. Okay, I agree with you. Let's stay on the fact that he has signed it. As I said, our guest is Professor Iyemioke, Professor of Energy and Electricity Law at the University of Lagos. Now, signing is one thing. So now it's suddenly legal. Obasanjo, in his time, whatever else he said, would probably have said that it's illegal because he didn't agree to it. Now we don't have that anymore. No. It's legal now. But a thing being legal and a thing actually being in existence are two different things. Yes. So what do we now have to do? You said, to be frank about it, it could take us years before we begin to see this in operation, and people saying that this electricity came from my state. That, Mr. Joshua in Irewolede in Ogun State, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for holding on.
Good morning to your guest.
Yes.
I'm happy he's doing justice to the topic at the moment.
Thank you.
I would want to advise the president-elect, this coming government, to make it a priority to fix power within 6 months of their administration.
I'm happy that I have a professor here, so I'm not afraid of those kind of ideas. Somebody will tackle them.
What I see happening is maybe starting for him, because I'm aware that the parliament may not be very easy to just walk through. So if the president is signing some of these things, that means we don't have the parliament problem again. Yeah. It will now become executive implementation. Now, the president-elect should be aware that the people cannot be helped. He can only help the people to help themselves. So if we are going to put productivity back into the system, let us be able to have access to energy so that people can work for themselves. Small traders can grind their pepper. We are going to start this, to jumpstart the development of this economy from the grassroots. It's not going to happen from Aso Rock, not rocket science. So let him start from the low-hanging fruit and be able to do something. And when this president has any obstacle or problem, let him speak to the public that this is what I want to do for you. Somebody is stopping me from doing it, or somebody is preventing me from doing it. Let him communicate to them so that we'll be able to work with him to achieve the Nigeria of our dream. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joshua in Irewolede. So,
you made a good point. Sure. So that we'll go straight to you made a good point. I totally agree with him. Signing that amendment into law is one of the several challenges that we need to fix. I mentioned one earlier, and I will continue with the rest. I said, Mr. Joshua mentioned the fact that the president-elect should get power sector issues fixed in 6 months. That's ambitious. It's doable. But I would say we need proactive steps, knowledge-based governance in the power sector. One, for us to get it right, aside from this one that's been done, we need to go through another round of reacquisition and refinancing of the existing infrastructure. I mentioned that, so that federal government can yield up some of its stakes in those entities for new entrants who have the financial muscles and the technological wherewithal to get on board. They're going to dilute their shares. They have controlling shares so that they can run it. Three now. We need also to cross-license the DISCOs and GENCOs as appropriate. For instance, we have Ikeja and we have Lagos. Now that Lagos state government can do things in that direction, They may be cross-licensed, specifically for Lagos. And they may also give a bit of franchising. Oh, you Ando Amuwo, you Ikeja. They can work those out. You know, there are technical policy structural issues that we can deal with in that. We need to go via extensive renewable options.
Okay.
Extensive renewables. Sorry, if the pipelines are weak and dilapidated, you know, they're going to burst. So we need to take some off the pipeline. That's what I'm saying. The new megawatts that we're generating should be decentralized. We don't need to go via the grid. So we need to go extensively off-grid. We need a lot of off-grid generation transmission.
Okay, because I was a bit confused there. Are you talking about storage of electricity till when it is needed?
You can't store electricity. You can't store electricity.
Okay, you come back and you explain that to us a bit better if it is necessary, but you cannot store all those power banks that we're doing. You can't really. But that. Good morning, Mr. Yakub in Dokbemu.
Yeah, very good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And good morning, prof.
Good morning, Yakub.
Yeah, let me begin by saying that I share the same with Adam. You see, whether we like it or not, the present administration knew, and then they are very sure of that the power issue is number one that Bola Ahmed Tinubu would likely to solve. And then whether they sign it or they don't sign it, immediately the power exchange hands. I'm pretty sure Ashwaju could have done the same thing. But I've been saying that I don't have that in my mind in this country. We have a lot of human resources. Some of them sit down with you. They are in the studio. Because I know Professor would like to work with Ashwaju Bola and Tinubu. And then a lot of some people like Professor, there are many in this country. And then I know Ashwaju Bola and Tinubu is working this program. And even though he's not watching, people close to him is watching. Number two is what Joshua from Olede said earlier. I also share that statement as well. I will invite this incoming president to be a president of communication and Nigerian citizens, which meanwhile we don't see a lot of that. We don't even see it at all in this present administration. We'll be begging for information from the government that will vote in, the government that will campaign for. So we are begging for information from them. I would like Ashwaju Bola Tinubu to not go to that kind of situation we have done. Nigerian citizens will be expecting their president to address the issue, and then they will see it. If it is a president that address the issue and coming out to tell Nigerian citizens, this is where we are. If there's any obstacle before him, we will mobilize ourselves and begin to protest that this is what we're going to do, and then we like him to do so. But the station where they did not tell us, how do we want to know what is happening?
All right, then.
Be able to take note of all those things. Thank you, and God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I can see the passion of Nigerians.
Yes.
And one, nobody can take the shine off Ashwaju in terms of power sector. Before, at the time, some of us knew next to nothing, even in law. He started it. So the fact that they are just trying to make his job easier is okay.
It's okay.
But you should give him credit.
But everybody knows
for
where this
seeing
idea
light
came from.
when the whole thing was in darkness. He saw light.
It was Ashwaju.
So, an important
but
point.
you were explaining to me that it's not like that. You can't really store electricity.
You can't store electricity.
Never mind that people have the concept of a power bank, and even with their solars, they say they stored it in batteries.
No, they cannot. They cannot store electricity. What could happen is we have mobile power stations, just like generators. Those are options that we have. We have 20 options that I even mentioned in your studio. 20 strategic things that we felt the incoming administration would do. We can't exhaust everything, but we can store power only by way of mobile power stations and other arrangements.
Okay.
We can store electricity if it's by solar, wind turbine, and all those embedded, all those debushing, other technology.
We can store those.
Those will be wide technological involvement that will enable you to generate power, store it up by way of kind of a battery. So people use inverters. Inverters is a form of renewable. So if you're talking of storage, using those options, fine. Okay. But one aspect that I would want to mention now, because I know our enemy is time to start to run, metering.
Metering.
That affects every Nigerian. Myself, I was overbilled, I contested it, they now reduced the bill by almost 300% because I challenged it. How many Nigerians
know
even
how to go about challenging?
I had to write opinions for some courts when they were misinterpreting as an expert. Say, okay, Prof, opinion, there's something we call amicus, friend of the court. Yeah. So we've been doing that so that we can get it right. When you talk of metering, initially we had what is called CAPME. CAPME is a kind of credit that enables Nigerians to have access to meters. You buy your meters. When you buy the meters, you got credit for the meters because meters should be asset of the discos. Mm-hmm. But that's not the way it operates in Nigeria. You buy your meter, it remains assets of the disco. You buy your electricity poles, it's the asset of the disco. You buy sometimes your transformers, is the asset of the disco. That's wrong.
That's not the way it should be.
So let me go back to metering. We had what is called CAPME. That's like a credit structure that enables you to buy. Then if your bill is 5,000 naira, they give you 1,000 naira credit to defray the cost of meters. Okay. Then all of a sudden, they change it to meter asset provider. They extricated metering from discos and gave it to private companies. It's still wrong. We have a lot of meter manufacturers in Nigeria. We have one that is particularly significant, that MoMAS on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. These Nigerian companies can manufacture meters. If they need to import, they can import. Government should restructure metering. Metering is what enables Nigeria to regulate the pattern of consumption. If I cannot consume electricity for 2 hours, I can as well use it for 30 minutes and consume. I can pay for the ones I can afford. Metering should not be in the hands of discos or companies. Metering should be in the hands of meter manufacturers. When we did GSM telephony, you're going to give me lines. You're not going to force me to buy your phone. Mm-hmm. I buy my phone from wherever. So Nigerians should be allowed the flexibility of purchasing meters from the meter manufacturers. That's a sector.
One moment, sir. Wale in Ikorodu has been holding on, and I thank you for it. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yari.
Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Uncle Yari.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
How are you, sir? I always enjoy your program, Uncle Yari.
All right, you're very kind. Thank you. Please go ahead now.
Good to you, sir. Yes, all I want to contribute, sir, is that, you see, this country, this country, Uncle Yari, we've been through, too much of problem in this country. And we are expecting much. In fact, when this present administration came to, service, like in 2015, we expected much from Buhari administration. And this is one of the things we were expecting. But now he has assented to the bill, no problem. Whether he did it or not, no problem. Whether the incoming administration is going to take the credit, no problem. Whether his administration will take the credit, no problem. All we want is we want this country to move forward.
Progress.
We want this country to move forward. And we want this incoming administration in particular. If we don't get it right, I'm afraid whether we are going to try to get it right again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Prof, I just heard you say that we definitely will get it
No,
right.
we don't have a choice. This giant called Nigeria must rise and never to fall again. This giant that is called Nigeria will now rise and will never fall again. It's not, with Nigerians, that's why Nigerians from all tribes must support the incoming administration. We are not doing the president-elect, incoming president, we are not doing him a favor. It's not doing us a favor. If you support him to get Nigeria right, we are the ones we are direct beneficiaries.
We're direct. Mm-hmm.
If you, God forbid, frustrate him, we will be in pains. So it's an institutional responsibility and obligation of all of us. I wrote something what Nigerians should expect from what President-elect Asiwaju Tinubu hosts Nigerians, what Nigerians hold Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's a mutual thing. It takes a bad followership to have a terrible leader. A lot of people don't know. So, and if we demonstrate good attributes of decent followership, your leader will have no choice because you're going to be calling him to question, you're going to be making him accountable. But, you know, if you are the ones undermining the law, bending the law, frustrating things, making compromising standards, doing things, getting corruption, resorting to criminality, petty criminality, that wouldn't be the president committing those crimes. The president is not the one doing Yahoo Yahoo and all those bad stuff. Nigerians. So, this country must never fail. If the country fails, all of us will have failed and failed woefully.
God forbid. So as Wale was saying, it doesn't matter where the credit is going, where it is coming from. We are the beneficiaries.
We must get it right.
What we must get it right.
We must get it right.
You know. Prof, as you noted yourself, that time is the big enemy here. But this is definitely a good step. Yes, we are over. Wale alluded to the point. We are Oliver Twist in this country. We want more and more and more. So that's why we're saying, somebody just pointed out that there are 19 other ones that were not signed now. You know, so let us know about. But this is a positive.
I don't believe in legislative surplusage for headache law, for stomach ache law, for HOSA law. No. There are precautionary measures. There are simple policy approaches. There are, of course, we can do executive order. There are so many things we can achieve if we have a determination to do the right thing. We'll get it.
But there must be action.
Action.
There must be
extensive. In fact, one of the high points of it that because Lagos State should start to have their own regulators, others should have their own regulators. They should get somebody who is a sticker for the rules, a strict person, to be in charge of this. Somebody will look at you high and say, no, this will not go. This is not. Somebody who has standards, not anything goes kind of personality. That will not, even for the new incoming administration. Nigerians of decent orientation, those who call a spade a spade.
Indeed. We're going to have to leave it here, Prof. But you've said that, yes, as excited as many may be that this first step has been taken, it can take a while.
Okay, if you have a good car, a brand new car, you will crash it with a bad driver. That is the issue.
Yeah, I get the point you're making.
So, in as much as you have a president that wants to do the right thing, if you put bad drivers there, those good policies will not fly. So, it's a question of having a good car, not give it to a terrible driver.
A terrible driver. I hear you. That's a final way to leave it on that allegory. Professor Yemi Oke, pioneering electricity law professor in Africa.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure to have you, and we wish you continued success. Thank you very much for the enlightenment that has come from your thoughts. Okay, so that's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.